What's up, guys? I'm Jacob with Labor 12, and today we are going to go through my live rig rundown. So, we're going to go all the way from my fingers to this. Okay, kicking off. This is my pick that I use right now. It's very much like the Dunlop Jazz 3. I don't know what brand it is, but this is the Intune Jazz 3 that's, I designed. I call it the patented Pick Sanchez because it gets swifty with me every night we play. So I really love these picks. Been a big fan of these picks for a long time. I love the thickness of them. I think it's 114 millimeter. It's just thick, and I like it because I can't break them. I'll break strings before I break picks. So really happy with this pick and how it works. So let's move on. This is my main guitar that I play for Labor 12. It is in drop A sharp, so it's a nasty fat down low. It's a fat bottom girl. So, it's a Paul Reed Smith Custom 24 SE. It's got the floating bridge on it, which I am so not a fan of, but you can't find SEs in the Custom 24 without it, so I just go ahead and lock that baby down. There is no play in it. I never want there to be, because we play in such low tunings that one whammy and it's like, anyway. So, moving up the guitar, I decided to mod this guitar with the bare knuckle Aftermath bridge pickup. I really wanted pickups that were better than the factory pickups because these SE factory pickups are not great. So I talked to a buddy of mine, Clayton King, in So It Begins, and he said, do the bare knuckle Aftermath. It is literally made for you. And I said, okay. So got actually a pair of these for each guitar that I have. Love this pickup, love how it works. And then moving on down the neck, decided to go recently actually with the PRS SE locking tuners. These things are really sweet. You just have to twist this top. Oh, there he is again. Hello, Flatimer. And you don't have to roll it around the post a bunch of times. The string just goes in, you lock it down and let it go. I decided to switch to this guitar. I'm sure if you've looked at our social media or watched the Suffocate video, you see me playing an 87 Hondo, which is an Explorer style body, but it is super heavy. I mean, before I started playing that guitar, I was 6'4", and look at me now. So the weight that you carry on your shoulders really can bring you down. So I decided to go with this, which was originally my drop C guitar, but I decided that I wanted it to be my main guitar, and I got it set up. So some of the other things, I went with Schaller strap locks. You can actually see here, it's the gold hardware and then the silver lock because I can do what I want. I actually had the gold hardware on another SE model of the Custom 24 that I wound up selling. So moving from the strap lock, I decided to get us all of these really cool Zero Foxtrot PVC patches. Mine's Darth Maul. Ross's is, if you've seen it, is Stormtrooper. I don't remember what the other guys got because they don't have them on anything. And then also my really cool die-cut Weird Al Yankovic pin that I got when I saw him not long ago. So yeah, so that's pretty much, this is what I play 90% of when I'm on stage. Last show I actually played it 100% of the time because it was a shorter set. So let's swap to this other guitar, which is also Paul Reed Smith. Big PRS fan, always have been. It's a newer model. I think it's a 2019 or 2020 or 21. I don't even know. But it's the Tremonti Custom SE model, which it's a single cut instead of the double cut. It's a little bit heavier guitar, but starting on this end, I went with the PRS locking tuners again because I just it just makes life easier. And then moving down the body, went again with the Schaller strap locks. Pretty much that's what I'm going to have on all my guitars for the rest of forever. Okay, so from the strap lock, back down the body, again, went with the bare knuckle aftermath bridge pickup. I just love this thing. It's so chunky and it's really condenses the sound. Beforehand, I felt like they were the pickups I had just didn't have enough focus in them, and that's the best way I can put it. But these are really focused, very tight, thick. They have a lot better rejection overall. I mean, I think I paid about $215 a piece for them, something like that. It was British pounds, so I couldn't actually tell you. And then the last thing on here is one of my favorite stickers. This is a very good friend of mine. Her name is Laura. She still can't believe I stuck this sticker on my guitar, but you can find her on TikTok. She's called the Icy Mom. But I helped her design this sticker, kind of. And then I was like, well, I want one, and it goes with this guitar, because this guitar is a little bit icier looking anyway. But anyway, so that's the guitar. It's pretty dope, and it's basically brand new, and I love it. So let's go from guitar to the pedal board. So we're just gonna throw this mother back here. Back to this guitar, I'm gonna kind of run you through my effects chain, and then all the way to this nonsense over here. So whenever I'm playing live, typically I play with this Line 6 G50 relay, which is my wireless unit. I also have the wireless receiver on my pedal board, but I really like this. I like the metal construct. I've heard that the G30s, which somebody I'm personally close to bought one after we told him not to, and then the clip on the back broke right off. So don't buy the G30s. It's the same guts, but unless you have like a different setup than we do, we just clip these to our belts. The belt clip's great, but the plastic ones, it just goes right the first time you pull it out of the box. So, but for smaller setups, I run this Ernie Ball braided cable. I really like it. It's very useful. It's also pretty durable, it feels like to me. And it makes sure that I don't have any wireless interference. If for some reason I have no space to play, if we have a really small stage setup, I won't play wireless, because it's just one more thing to go wrong, and I can't leave my pedal board anyways. So that's what I typically do when I'm recording, or when I'm jamming at my apartment or whatever. I'll go wired, and I usually use these cables. So from the guitar through the cable, I go into this TC Electronic Polytune 2 Mini, which is a full bypass pedal, but I use it on the mute setting. Also, you can set it up where it tells you if all your strings are in tune when you strum it, or you can go one at a time. I usually go one at a time on stage because there's too much else going on. So I really like it, but I also use it to mute when I'm swapping guitars on stage. So from the Polytune, when I kick it off, I run the Boss NS2 noise suppressor. We have a really cool video that's going to explain exactly how this is run, so I don't have to. So great pedal. If you want to hear it, so this is without noise suppression. You can hear how noisy this head is. This is with noise suppression. This pedal is a total game changer, especially for this tube head, because it's super noisy, and it's great. So, we're just gonna hear, I just wanna play for you, this is the bare knuckle. I always play in the full bridge position. I don't ever switch. This guitar also has the pull pot for single coil use. Don't really use that either. But it's super chunky, and especially in the lower frequencies that this guitar hits because of the tuning, it's pretty awesome. So just that. So you can kind of hear it's very chunky, but also even up in the top. This is a great pickup, so I love it. So that's just the head. That's me going here, through the noise suppressor, which is in the effects loop, and then into the head. It sounds great, and I'm not a big pedal person. I don't want like compressors and blah, like it's not my thing. I just want to play. So the simpler the better. So going out of the Polytune into the noise suppressor, past that, in the next in my chain is my Morley Tremonti wah pedal. I've had this since I was 15, I think. I got it for my 15th birthday. So had it for a long time. It sounds great. There is a wah boost on here as well that adds a little bit of crunch to your signal. But one of the things that I love most about it is that it's pressure engaged. So when you push down on it, it engages instead of having to stomp. I don't like stomp wahs. I played a dime Crybaby from Hell when I was in high school, and it was okay, but I just wasn't a big fan of it. So I love the way that Morley makes their wah sound. So just to kind of give you an idea of what this pedal does, and I use it all the time in leads. It just, gives you that. So you kind of get the idea. It goes wah, 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 and that's awesome. After that, I have the MXR Phase 90, which is my phaser pedal. Ross's has like 8 or 9 different dials on it. At least it feels like it does, and I want one. It's got speed, and then it's got on and off. So I love it. You're gonna hear what it does. So you can hear it kind of almost does what a wah pedal does, but it continuously goes and you don't have to engage anything except for stomping it. I like a deeper, wider phase when I play. I'm not a big fan of the like super fast or super small. It's just not my thing. So I really like that. After that, I'm going into a TC Electronic Vibraclone. I believe this is the Vibraclone 2, which it doesn't say on here. This is a pedal I bought after we got the mix back from Evan for Brother. It's got a really cool rotary tone that he used on some of my stuff, and I was like, what is that? How do I make it? And he told me what the plug-in was, and then I was like, well, probably this will work. So mine is turned up pretty good on both the speed and the drive. It's at full drive, and then the speed's pretty high. But I use it for Brother, so this is what it sounds like. So I really like it. It's a cool pedal. It adds some texture, it adds some flavor. Use it for some other stuff, but mostly that's it. And then the last thing I have, which is actually in my effects loop, is my MXR carbon copy delay. I think it's at the same exact settings as Ross's. What we do is once a pedal is set and we don't need to change it, we put tape over the knobs, gaff tape the knobs so they can't be bumped in a live show and then mess up everything for everybody, and then like 7 people die. So running that carbon copy delay, it's in my effects loop, so it's a little more subdued than it was when it was on the front end, outside the effects loop on my board, but this is what it does. So I really, really like the delay. It just thickens things up a little bit. So the last thing that I really love about this setup is that I've got the orange FS1, which is it's like a basic foot switch. I think you can kind of probably use it with whatever you want, but it works with this head, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I really like it because it's how I changed from clean to dirty. So you have it on, or it's on position. It's got an LED, which is another thing that the MT15 pedal did not have, and also it was super short. This one has just got a 1/4 inch input, so you can have it as far away as you want, as long as you got a cable that'll reach. But this is that clean channel. So I like that. If I'm playing like Mirror Mirror, I'll actually kick on the Phase 90 as well. So you can kind of hear how that is. Dirty, clean. So moving on. There's this really beautiful cable snake that Ross made, which it's got 4 cables running, which he kind of explains in the noise suppressor video. But it's really nice because it's like 30 feet instead of 15. It gives you a lot more space. I haven't been in a place where it maxes out. So fingers crossed that happens soon. Maybe not overdo it, but max it out. So the head I'm using is the Paul Reed Smith MT15, which I'm pretty sure stands for Mark Tremonti 15. It's a 15 watt amp that I play at half power, so it's at 7.5 watts right now. I don't play it any louder than that because I'm afraid it would probably make my hair fall out faster. So, but I really, really like this. It's a chunky, feels very like Mesa Boogie, Bogner Uberschall, like all mixed into one with this really sexy clean tone on it. It's also got LEDs, so it shows you what channel you're on. So the red's dirty, blue is clean. These are my settings. These have been my settings since the beginning of when I bought this thing. But it just sounds so good. And it, for the price and for the size and everything, I really, really like it. It's also in this SKB 4U, I think it's a 4U, I don't know, road case that we just managed to get a sweet free deal on. And it's also got a custom wood back, birch probably, that Ross built for it because we couldn't find the back for it. But running out of the head, I'm going into the 2 notes torpedo load box Captor X. I don't remember how it goes, but basically that's a load box. It takes the entire load off the amp, which you have to have if you're running tubes. You have to have something that takes the entire load. Typically, you have your cab. What's cool about the 2 notes though is that it gives us direct lines out of the 2 notes for our in-ear monitors. But it's also a pass-through, so then you can still hear my cab like I'm playing with my cab. Also, it allows me to plug this in my apartment without the cab. And then I can run into my interface and record actual tone. So, running from this through the 2 notes into my sweetheart baby doll, this thing is amazing. This is a Mesa Engineering 412. I call it the American Revolution because it is it's got 2 British Redcoat speakers in it and then 2 American Patriot speakers in it. And they fight internally and it makes the most glorious noise. So I really love this cab. It has been awesome. I love being able to turn it up and then it like vibrates me from on stage. So I really, really love this setup, but the big thing for me is simplicity. I feel like every show we've played ever, something has gone wrong. And this signal chain does not take a whole lot of time to go through in a pinch if you're trying to figure out what's going on. Lastly, and it's kind of separate from this, is my Fishman Tone DQ that I play with. That's for acoustic stuff. But I really like it. It's got a really nice reverb and a delay on it. It's got choruses and other stuff. Again, I'm kind of not, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I don't really care for that effect for acoustic stuff. I just want it to sound good on stage. So the Twinkie Wiener sandwich that holds this hall together is this SKB model PS45. It's a stereo pedal board and power conditioner. This thing is awesome. It has pulled us out of a pinch a lot of times. Ross gave it to me when I was a kid, I still am a kid, but a younger kid. And it's super heavy, but it's totally covered in carpet. You can Velcro anything down to that you want. It's also got these regulated outputs for all your power supply stuff. And it's also got 3 different wall wart plugs, which definitely has helped us a time or two when we're in really small spaces and Ross has to like plug into my pedal board. And that's how I plug my wireless unit in and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of holds the whole thing together. It's a great pedal board, but again, it is hefty. And that's pretty much my whole entire live rig. There's not a whole lot to it, but if you have questions about the live rig, I will probably have to consult a professional, but please comment on this video. Ask your questions in the comments. If it's something that we can't, write down information and make it clear enough, we may be able to do another video and explain things in a little bit greater detail. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching this. Make sure to subscribe, follow, go to our TikTok, all the good things. Spotify's a big one right now. So go show us love, follow, subscribe, like, comment, all those things, and we will catch you guys next time. Hefty, hefty, hefty. Hefty, hefty, hefty. All right, that'll work.